Hi everyone, Al DeMarco here, and this is going to be your Tuesday video report. I do apologize for being late with today's report, but unfortunately one health crisis and family emergency after another. I'll tell you what, I don't have time to breathe, let alone squeeze in doing video reports and handicap and everything else on a daily basis. I'm telling you, talk about the walls closing in. Free pick winner again on Monday night with the Denver Nuggets winning with ease as a road dog against New Orleans. 60-42 run with free plays. Two free selections in college basketball coming up in just a moment. Murray State and Missouri State, and the College of Charleston against Dayton. Also, wanted to talk about a couple of hot handicappers. Craig Davis. This guy has just been absolutely on fire. 13-4. The last 16 days, 586 dimes in net profit in that stretch. He has another 50-dime play going tonight on Northern Iowa and Rider. Not exactly a marquee game, but the reason that you should be aware of it is that it's a 50-dime play. He is 9-1 with 50-dime plays over the past month in basketball. 9-1 in college basketball with those 50-dime plays. Also, Stephen Nover has a 75-dime release on Kent State and St. Mary's tonight. 75-dime play. This is his first this college basketball season. He's had two in the NBA. He won them both. And in basketball overall, college and pro, the past 2 years, he's won 5 out of 6 of these 75-dime releases. So that's another hot handicapper you should definitely be aware of with a major play tonight. Now listen, you've got the NIT, the CBI, and the CIT all going tonight. I mean, we might as well talk about the SEC, the FBI, the ACC. I mean, too many acronyms here. It sounds like we're watching a show like NCIS. I mean, it's just too much for me. The thing that you have to consider with all these tournaments is the motivation and the desire of the teams that are playing these games. Let's look at a couple of them, for example. You've got Alabama, relegated as one of the 4 #1 seeds in the NIT. Well, that sounds very impressive, right? But you have to wonder, even though the Crimson Tide are 16-0 at home at Coleman Coliseum this season, are they motivated as a 12.5-point favorite tonight in their opening NIT game, considering the fact that they all feel, and personally, I got to tell you, I think they got snubbed too. They all feel that they should be in the big dance, especially after beating Georgia in overtime in the SEC quarterfinals, winning the SEC West Championship, and yet they're ignored. So, will they come out hell-bent to show everybody, to prove everybody wrong, or will they come out with a lackluster effort? And you see this year after year in these smaller college tournaments, especially in the first round, teams that you have to question their motivation, their desire. The other thing you have to look at is how long have these teams been idle? I'll give you an example. You know, Cleveland State. This is a team that hasn't played for 10 days because the Missouri Valley Conference, the Horizon League, the Colonial Conference, you know, these conferences had their tournaments done, finished over a week ago. And some of these teams that are playing tonight, they were eliminated early in those different tournaments. So some of them have been idle between 10 and 12 days. That's something that you've got to factor in. I mean, having a little rest is nice. Having a little rest, not so nice. So those are the type of things that you've got to keep in mind looking at some of these games here this evening. I mean, as I look down at this card here tonight, I mean, one game after another, you have to find out motivation. I mean, UTEP is getting 6.5 points at New Mexico. I mean, that's an old WAC rivalry from years ago, right? Problem with UTEP is they were playing on their home floor at the Don Haskins Center where they were 18-2 this season, and then they lost the Conference USA Championship game on Saturday morning, and they just lost it. I mean, they lost it in the final minute of play by 2 points, and they lost the automatic bid that would have went with it to the big dance, and now they're relegated to finding themselves on the road in Albuquerque against New Mexico tonight. Does UTEP hang with the Lobos or not? You have to wonder about that particular team. So these are just some of the examples. And, in fact, talking about the 2 plays I'm going to give you tonight, it plays into the decision behind these free picks. The first one's Murray State as an 8-point dog at Missouri State. Now, Missouri State won the regular season championship in the Missouri Valley Conference, okay? Then they get upset in the title game of the conference tournament, Indiana State, and because they have such a low RPI, well, guess what? They had no chance of getting a big dance invite. It goes, to, of course, to the league champion in the tournament, that being Indiana State instead. So Missouri State now relegated to playing at home but in a game that you have to wonder and question their motivation. For a team that has failed to cover 11 of its last 15 games, they're laying 8 tonight against Murray State. Now, is this the same Murray State team that won 31 games last year that upset Vanderbilt in the Big Dance first round and nearly upset Vanderbilt? No, it's not. It did lose some key personnel, but this is still a very good team. And I find it interesting that back in mid-February in the Bracket Buster affair, they took on a fellow Missouri Valley Conference school, Evansville, took them on at home, and beat the hell out of the Purple Aces, 72-47 in that contest. Of course, Murray State lost in its conference semifinals, the Ohio Valley Conference semifinals, to Tennessee Tech. That's why they're relegated to this tournament. Missouri State, as I said, losing 60-56 to Indiana State. They had won 8 of their 9 games prior. I think they win this game, the Bears do in Springfield tonight, but I'm going to go and grab the 8 points with Murray State. Now, in College of Charleston-Dayton, you've got College of Charleston playing at home, laying 6 points, okay? The problem here is that Dayton, you've got to wonder about the motivation because they are the defending NIT champions, okay? But do they want to really be in the NIT tournament once again? They played their hearts out. They got a huge revenge win in the Atlantic 10 tournament against Xavier in their quarterfinal round game because they had lost at home late in the regular season to the Musketeers. They got payback. They nipped St. Joe's then in the semifinals. Then they took on Richmond in the championship game, and they really weren't even in the contest, to be quite honest with you. So now here they are, relegated once again to the NITs, a team that slumped during the end of the regular season, and they're getting 6 points. Problem is, this is their 4th game in 5 days, and they're on the road. 4th game in 5 days. I mean, this is like an NBA a bad dream for an NBA team here for Dayton, okay? Charleston playing at home. This is a team that, when it stepped out of conference this year, really represented itself well. Lost by 5 at North Carolina, lost by 1 at Maryland, lost by 7 at home against Clemson. Upset Tennessee. Remember when they went to Knoxville and they won against Tennessee 91-78? That was back in December. Lost in the conference semifinals in the Southern Conference to Wofford, of course, in the Big Dance, right? So I'm going to go with Charleston here. I'm going to lay the 6 points with this one, again, because I just question how Dayton can possibly get up for this game, their motivation for the contest, and the fact that it's their 4th game in 5 days. So Charleston and Murray State, your 2 free selections. Good luck, everybody, and I will catch you again on Wednesday as these college basketball tournaments continue.